Commander Ryan Hale stepped out of the shuttle and felt the strange air of the alien world brush against his skin. The sky was dark violet, and two pale moons hung low like silent watchers. Everything around him felt unfamiliar, quiet, almost too quiet. He walked toward the grand palace where the peace meeting was supposed to take place. Tall silver pillars rose into the sky, shining under the moons. Alien guards watched him with cold, unreadable eyes. Ryan tried to stay calm. His mission was simple: discuss peace, sign the treaty, fly back home. Simple, or so he believed. Before the story begins, if you enjoy sci-fi and HFY stories, please gently subscribe to this channel. It helps a lot, and I promise to bring you many more adventures. Ryan entered a long hallway lit by soft blue lights. The walls looked like carved crystal, glowing from inside. His footsteps echoed as he walked, the sound stretching out behind him like a ghost following closely. The meeting room was still ahead, but something made him slow down. A cold shiver ran across his back. Someone whispered his name. Ryan. He stopped. The hallway behind him was empty. The air felt frozen, holding its breath. Ryan Hale. The whisper came again, soft, close, too close. Ryan turned slowly. A woman stood in the shadow, near the tall windows. Blue skin, glowing faintly like moonlight, had shaped her. Her dark blue hair fell around her face in soft waves. She was beautiful, yes, but there was something else in her eyes. Something broken, something afraid. Ryan took a small step toward her. Who are you? He asked quietly. She stepped out of the shadow, and the dim blue lights touched her features. Her lips parted slightly, then she whispered, "Touch me, and you'll forget every other woman." Ryan felt his heart skip, not from desire, but from the strange weight in her voice. It was not flirtation. It was not seduction. It sounded like a warning. He opened his mouth to speak, but she lifted her hand slightly, as if begging him to stay still. Her eyes glowed softly, sad, desperate. "You must not touch me," she said. "Not even for a second." Ryan frowned. "Why did you whisper that to me then?" Her throat tightened. She looked away for a moment, struggling with something inside her. When she looked back, her eyes were trembling. "Because they won't let me speak to humans. They won't let me warn you." Ryan's pulse quickened. "Warn me about what?" But before she could answer, heavy footsteps thundered down the hallway. The alien guards appeared, surrounding her instantly. They didn't touch her. They stood at a distance, as if she were made of fire. One guard blocked Ryan. "You must leave. Now." His voice was firm, hiding fear. "Stay away from the noblewoman." Ryan looked at her one last time. She shook her head softly, silently, like a trapped soul begging him to run. The guards pushed her toward a side corridor. She didn't resist, but her eyes stayed on Ryan until she vanished behind the tall, crystal doors. The hallway fell silent again. Ryan stood alone, confused, unsettled. Her whisper echoed in his head. "Touch me. You'll forget every other woman." Why would someone say that? Why would she look so afraid while saying it? Ryan walked to the meeting room, but his mind wasn't there. Every word of the peace discussion washed over him like meaningless noise. His thoughts kept circling back to the blue woman, her voice, her trembling eyes. That night, after the meeting ended, Ryan explored the palace halls again. He didn't know what he was searching for. Maybe answers. Maybe her. He walked up a long stairway that led to the outer balcony. Soft wind brushed against him, carrying the scent of alien flowers. Two moons hung above the palace, brighter than before. He stepped onto the balcony, and there she was, standing alone, staring at the sky, wrapped in moonlight. Her blue skin glowed gently under the twin moons. Something about her stance seemed lonely, like she had been waiting for someone who never came. Ryan hesitated, then walked closer. She didn't turn, but she spoke softly. "You should not be here." Ryan folded his arms. "Maybe I don't care about what your guards say." A faint smile touched her lips, but it was sad. "You are human. Humans are always curious, even when curiosity leads them into danger." Ryan took another small step. "I want to understand. Why did you warn me? Why did you whisper that strange line?" She closed her eyes, as if remembering something painful. "My name is Saraxa," she whispered. I'm the last noblewoman of my family, and my touch is not safe for humans. Ryan watched her carefully. What does your touch do? Saraxa turned toward him slowly. Her eyes glowed like deep blue fire. It makes the mind forget. A long pause. It steals memories, even the ones you love. Ryan felt a chill run through him. That's impossible. Saraxa shook her head gently. No, it is a curse. A curse I never asked for. Before Ryan could ask more, a loud boom shook the balcony. Dust fell from the ceiling. Far below, alarms began to scream. Saraxa's eyes widened. They found me. Ryan grabbed her arm to steady her, without thinking. A shock ran through his body, warm, terrifying, pulling him into darkness for a heartbeat. Saraxa yanked her arm away, fear exploding in her eyes. No, you must not touch me. Lights flashed. Explosions echoed across the palace. Armored figures rushed through the lower courtyard, breaking through defenses. Ryan stared at them, breath tight. Who are they? Saraxa whispered. Hunters. She looked at him with deep fear. They are coming for me. Ryan clenched his jaw. Then we run out. Saraxa nodded, once trusting him in that single moment. And together, they vanished into the dark corridors as the palace fell into chaos. Ryan and Saraxa moved through the narrow dark corridor, their footsteps echoing behind them as the alarm screamed through the palace. Dust fell from the ceiling. Distant explosions made the floor tremble like a living creature breathing heavily beneath their feet. Ryan glanced at Saraxa. Her face was pale, glowing softly in the dim blue light, eyes sharp like a cornered animal. Those hunters, he whispered. They came for you? She nodded slowly. They always come for me. They will not stop. Not until they take me. Ryan felt frustration grow in his chest. Why? What do they want from you? Saraxa looked away, as if the truth was too heavy to carry in her voice. My curse, she whispered. My touch, my blood, my power. They want to use it. A blast shook the wall behind them. Ryan grabbed her arm and pulled her forward, deeper into the tunnel. This time, she didn't resist. The tunnel twisted into another hall, lit by faint yellow crystals. Strange symbols glowed on the walls. The air smelled old like the breath of ancient stone. Ryan whispered, Where does this lead? To the old city beneath the palace. A place even the guards fear. It is the only place where the hunters cannot track me easily. Ryan raised an eyebrow. They fear it? What? Saraxa didn't answer, which only made Ryan more uneasy. They ran until they reached a massive door carved with swirling patterns. Saraxa placed her palm on the center. The door shimmered, then melted into light. Ryan stared wide-eyed. I could use a door like that back home. She almost smiled, almost. The moment they stepped through, the air changed. Colder, thicker, heavier. The tunnels expanded into a massive underground chamber filled with tall, broken pillars, collapsed bridges, and old statues with cracked faces. It felt like stepping into a forgotten world, one that had been waiting in the dark for centuries. Ryan whispered, What is this place? The ruins of my ancestors, she said softly. My family ruled this land long before the palace above was built. A pause. This city died because of me. Ryan stopped walking. What do you mean because of you? Saraxa's expression tightened. Her hands trembled slightly. My power, my curse awakened when I was a child. Everyone who touched me began to lose their memories. First little things, names, faces, then entire lives. She swallowed hard. My parents touched me only once, and they forgot they even had a daughter. Ryan felt a cold ache in his chest. Saraxa, I'm sorry. She shook her head. Sorry does not change the past. My people feared me. They hid me away. They sealed me in this city for years alone until I learned to control my touch. But even now, the danger remains. Ryan looked at her gently. I touched you earlier when the explosion hit. She looked down, guilt darkening her eyes. Yes, and I felt it. The pull. The bond beginning. If I had not pulled away, you may have forgotten every woman you ever loved. Ryan took a slow breath. But I didn't forget anything. I remember everything. Saraxa's voice lowered. For now, before Ryan could question her further, A metallic sound echoed behind them. A soft click, a growing hum. Ryan spun around. From the shadows, a small floating drone glowed red, scanning them. Syrax's eyes widened. No, not here, not this soon. Ryan grabbed her arm. What is that thing? She whispered, barely breathing. A hunter's scout. Ryan cursed under his breath. We need to move. Now. They ran deeper into the ruins as the drone screeched loudly, sending a signal through the tunnels. The hunters would know their exact location. The ground shook violently. Stone dust rained down. A bridge ahead cracked in half and crumbled. Ryan pushed Syraxa aside just as the bridge collapsed behind them. They landed on the floor, breathless. Syraxa's glowing eyes flicked to Ryan's hand, which had almost touched her face during the fall. She pulled herself a little farther away. You must be careful if your skin touches mine again. Ryan interrupted softly. I know, but right now we need to stay alive first. Syraxa nodded, and for the first time, trust flickered in her eyes, fragile but real. They continued through the darkness until they reached an old stone platform overlooking a deep abyss. Across the gap, another doorway glowed faintly. The safe chamber is through there, Syraxa said. Once we reach it, the hunters cannot sense me. Ryan studied the gap. No bridge. No path. How do we cross? Syraxa stepped forward slowly. She raised her hands, and the air rippled. A faint blue bridge formed beneath them, made of shimmering energy. The air buzzed softly like a distant heartbeat. Ryan stared. You can make bridges out of nothing. Syraxa's voice was quiet, almost ashamed. My power is not only a curse, it is also a weapon. They crossed the glowing bridge, each step echoing softly. The abyss below stretched endlessly, like a black ocean of silence. Halfway across, a sharp metal hook shot from the darkness and embedded itself in the energy bridge. Ryan's eyes widened. They're already here. From the shadows across the abyss, armored hunters emerged. Their armor was matte black, their masks sharp and faceless. Red lights glowed where their eyes should be. Syraxa's breath caught. They will kill you if they catch us together. Ryan stood in front of her, fists clenched. Not happening. The hunters fired again. Hooks, chains, energy bolts. Ryan grabbed Syraxa's arm and sprinted across the last part of the bridge as it began to flicker under the weight of the hooks tearing into it. They reached the doorway just as the bridge shattered behind them. Syraxa spun around and slammed her hand against an ancient control panel. The doorway sealed shut with a glowing blue barrier. The hunters slammed against it from the other side, their red eyes burning through the glowing wall. Their voices echoed. Syraxa, you cannot run forever. The chamber fell silent again. Syraxa fell to her knees, exhausted. Her breathing came in sharp, trembling gasps. Ryan knelt beside her, careful not to touch her. Syraxa, are you hurt? She shook her head weakly. No, but the hunters are getting stronger. They will not stop until they own my curse. Ryan looked at the sealed door, then at her trembling form. We'll survive this. Together. Syraxa looked up at him, eyes full of fear and something deeper. You do not understand, Ryan. A long, trembling pause. You may not survive me. The chamber lights flickered. The blue glow in her eyes brightened dangerously, and the air around them began to shift, as if her power was awakening again. And this time, she might not be able to control it. The chamber trembled with a soft humming sound, a dangerous vibration spreading through the air like a warning no one could see. Ryan stepped back slightly as the blue glow deepened around Syraxa, swirling like liquid light. Her hands pressed against the stone floor, fingers shaking, breath uneven. Syraxa, Ryan whispered carefully. What's happening to you? She didn't look up. Her eyes were closed tight, as if she was fighting something inside her, something strong, something that wanted to break free. My power reacts to fear, she whispered. A pause. And right now, I am very afraid. Ryan took a small step closer, but she quickly lifted her hand in warning. No, don't come near me. My touch, even the energy around me, can harm your mind when it grows like this. The air began to crackle. Tiny blue sparks drifted around her like fireflies made of starlight. The stone beneath her glowed faintly, ancient symbols waking from their long sleep. Ryan exhaled slowly. I won't leave you. Tell me what to do. Saraxa swallowed hard, her voice trembling. Talk to me. Keep my mind focused. If I lose control, this chamber won't survive. Ryan didn't hesitate. Okay, look at me. She forced her eyes open. Those glowing, frightened blue eyes locked onto him. Tell me something, Ryan said softly. Anything. Something from your past. Her lips parted slightly, a fragile sound escaping. When I was a child, I loved standing under the moonlight. My mother used to take me outside every night. She said my skin glowed like the sky. She shivered, tears slipping down her cheeks. But the night she touched me, she forgot me the next morning. She walked past me like I was a stranger. Ryan felt his chest tighten painfully. Saraxa, that wasn't your fault. She shook her head slowly. My father touched me next, hoping he could resist my curse. He forgot too. Then my people locked me away. They believed I was born to erase memories, not create them. Her voice cracked. I grew up alone. No family. No friends. Only guards who feared me, and teachers who never touched me. The blue energy flickered wildly around her. Ryan knelt a little closer, but still out of reach. You're not alone now. Not anymore. She stared at him, her breath catching in her throat. You touched me earlier. You risked everything. Why? Ryan's voice was calm, steady. Because you needed help. And because humans don't run from someone who needs them. Something softened in her expression. The dangerous glow began to dim slightly. But then, a deep metallic thud shook the sealed door behind them. Another thud. Another. The hunters. They were breaking through the barrier. Sarax's eyes widened. No, they cannot reach me here. This chamber should be safe. Ryan stood and approached the door cautiously. The barrier was flickering. Cracks of red energy pulsed through it. They're using a disruptor, Ryan said. They're forcing the shield to collapse. Sarax's breathing grew faster. They want me alive, but they will kill you. Ryan turned sharply. I'm not letting that happen. The barrier cracked again, lightning like streaks crawling across it. Saraxa pushed herself slowly to her feet, the blue light around her now a faint shimmer. There's one way to stop them, she whispered. But you won't like it. Ryan raised an eyebrow. I wasn't planning to like anything today. Saraxa stepped closer, still careful to keep distance. If I release my power fully, I can break the disruptor and destroy the hunters on the other side. But it may, her voice dropped to a whisper, erase everything inside your mind. Ryan stared at her for a long moment. Everything, she nodded. You will forget your world, your friends, your past, everything that makes you who you are. Ryan took a slow breath. But you'll be safe? Her eyes trembled. Yes, but you won't even know me. Ryan looked at the almost shattered barrier, then back at her. Saraxa, listen to me. I'd rather lose my memories than lose you. Saraxa gasped softly, as if those words hit her deeper than any wound. I don't want you to forget yourself, she whispered. Humans fight for what they love, not what they lose. The barrier slammed again, louder. Red cracks spread like spiderwebs. Hunters' distorted voices echoed from the other side. Saraxa, your time is over. Saraxa's hands trembled. My power is rising again. I can feel it. If I lose control, you'll be the first to be erased. Ryan took a slow step toward her. If your hands erase memories, then I'll stay out of reach. You control your power. I've seen it. Saraxa shook her head desperately. No, I cannot control it when I'm scared. And right now, I am terrified. Ryan exhaled sharply. Then I'll make you feel something other than fear. Saraxa froze. Ow! Ryan met her glowing eyes. Trust. She stared at him, silent, breathing unsteady. The barrier behind them finally shattered. Fragments of glowing blue light scattered in the air. Hunters stepped inside the chamber, their red eyes piercing through the dust cloud. Their leader pointed at Saraxa. Seize the noblewoman. Kill the human. Saraxa screamed. No. Her power exploded outward in a burst of blinding light. Ryan shielded his face, feeling the air tremble violently. The whole chamber shook like a storm trapped inside stone walls. But then, something strange happened. The hunters stopped, frozen, paralyzed. Blue energy wrapped around their armor like chains of pure light. Syraxa stood in the center of the chamber, glowing brighter than ever, but her eyes were steady. Controlled. She wasn't losing control. She was fighting for control. "Ryan," she whispered. "Your voice, it grounded me. It saved me." Ryan lowered his arm slowly. The hunters were trapped, but the chamber began to collapse, cracks splitting across the ceiling. Syraxa looked at him, breathless. "We must leave now." Ryan nodded. They ran toward the far tunnel as the ancient ruins shook violently behind them. And as they disappeared into the dark passage, Syraxa whispered softly, "I don't know why my power didn't erase you this time." A pause. "But something is changing inside me and inside you." And neither of them knew whether that change would save them or destroy them both. The tunnel was long and cold, stretching into the dark like a throat leading to the unknown. Dust clung to the air. The ground shook every few seconds as the ancient chambers behind them collapsed under the force of Syraxa's power. Ryan kept glancing at her as they ran. Her glow had faded, but not completely. Her eyes still shimmered with that strange blue fire. Her steps were uneven. "Syraxa, you okay?" he asked quietly. She nodded, but her voice was soft and distant. "I held my power back, but I pushed it too far. My body is weak." Ryan slowed down, keeping pace with her. "You did great. You saved both of us back there." She looked away. "I didn't save you," she whispered. "I almost erased you." Ryan shook his head. "But you didn't." She paused, as if that simple truth confused her. "That's what frightens me." They moved deeper into the tunnel until the noise behind them faded into silence. Only their soft footsteps echoed now. The air grew warmer as glowing roots twisted along the walls like living veins. Ryan frowned. "These roots, they're moving." Syraxa didn't seem surprised. "This part of the old city is alive. It feels emotions. It grows stronger in danger, weaker in peace." Ryan raised an eyebrow. "So, it knows we're here?" She nodded once. "And it is watching." Ryan shivered. "Well, that's comforting." Syraxa almost smiled, but it faded quickly. After several minutes, the tunnel opened into a large cavern glowing with soft violet light. At the center stood a towering structure, an ancient shrine carved from smooth black stone. Faded symbols ran along its sides like forgotten prayers. Syraxa stopped suddenly. Ryan looked at her. "What is it?" She stared at the shrine, voice barely above a whisper. "This is the heart chamber." Ryan tilted his head. "Is that good?" Syraxa didn't answer right away. "This place reacts to my bloodline," she said softly. "It can heal, or reveal, or destroy. The energy inside it is tied to my ancestors." Ryan stepped closer, examining the strange spirals carved into the floor. "What do we do here?" Syraxa hesitated, biting her lip. "I need to recover my strength, but the shrine will test me first." Ryan frowned. "Test you how?" She looked at him with deep fear. "By reaching into my mind." Ryan stepped in front of her instantly. "No, not happening. You're already exhausted." Syraxa shook her head slowly. "If I don't restore my strength, the hunters will track us again. They never stop. And now that they've seen you with me, they'll target you too." Ryan clenched his jaw. "Then let's face the hunters together." She looked at him gently, painfully. "You do not understand. I am not afraid of the hunters." Ryan stared at her. "Then what are you afraid of?" Syraxa stepped onto the shrine platform, the stone glowing under her feet. "I'm afraid of what the shrine will show me." A long pause. "And what it will show you?" Ryan blinked. "Me? Why would it show me anything?" Syraxa's voice trembled. "Because you touched me earlier. My power linked to your mind. Your memories, your emotions are now tied to mine." Ryan exhaled sharply. "So we're connected?" She nodded weakly. "Yes." Ryan stepped closer. "And that's bad." Her eyes lifted slowly, meeting his. "It is dangerous." If the shrine senses our bond, it will test us both. Ryan crossed his arms. Well, then we face it together. Saraxa stared at him, expression softening with something she hadn't shown before. You humans, she whispered. You confuse me. Ryan smiled faintly. We're good at that. She stepped to the center of the platform. The shrine's symbols lit up like stars one by one, rising from the floor and swirling around her like glowing dust. She closed her eyes. Blue energy flowed from her hands, drifting upward in long ribbons of light. Her hair floated behind her, as if underwater. Ryan watched closely. Then something strange happened. A symbol on the floor glowed beneath his feet. He stepped back quickly. What the? The glowing line followed him, like it was choosing him. Sarax's eyes snapped open. No. Ryan stepped back, but it was too late. The chamber pulsed with a deep, ancient hum, like the heartbeat of a sleeping giant. Light shot upward. Ryan's vision blurred. Darkness swept in, and suddenly, he wasn't in the chamber anymore. He stood in a different place entirely. A white room. Silent. Empty. Saraxa stood far across from him, but she looked younger. Weaker. Lost. Her voice echoed. This is my memory. Ryan looked around. The walls rippled like liquid glass. A small Saraxa sat alone on the floor, hugging her knees. She looked terrified. Ryan whispered, This is your childhood? Sarax's voice echoed again, soft and broken. My earliest memory, the day I lost everything. The door opened. A tall alien woman walked in. Her face gentle, loving. Saraxa whispered, That is my mother. Little Saraxa reached out, smiling innocent. The mother knelt, touched her hand, and suddenly, her eyes went blank. Empty. She stood up, walked away, ignoring her own daughter. Little Saraxa began to cry, softly, quietly, as if she learned in that moment that even love could abandon her. Ryan felt his stomach twist painfully. He whispered, Saraxa, I'm sorry. Her voice trembled. Do you see now why I fear myself? Why my curse must never grow? Ryan reached toward her, but stopped himself before his hand touched her. I see your pain, not your danger. The memory dissolved instantly. The chamber returned. Saraxa was trembling violently, tears running down her cheeks. But new symbols glowed around Ryan too. Saraxa gasped. No, the shrine is reading your memories now. It's pulling you into the test. Ryan frowned. What test? Sarax's voice cracked. It is testing our bond. Light exploded again. Ryan felt his mind open like a door, and the shrine reached inside. Searching, pulling, examining. Saraxa whispered in horror. Ryan, it's going to reveal your strongest memory, the one you fear the most. And the chamber darkened. The test had begun, and this time, neither of them knew whose mind would break first. Ryan's breath caught as darkness swallowed the chamber, thick, heavy, cold. The glowing symbols faded one by one, like dying stars, until only a thin blue line remained beneath his boots, pulsing slowly, like a heartbeat. Saraxa tried to move toward him, but a wave of shimmering light pushed her back, holding her in place like invisible chains. Ryan, the shrine has taken control, she whispered desperately. It will show what you fear most. You must fight it. Her voice faded as the darkness thickened. Ryan blinked. Suddenly, he wasn't in the chamber anymore. He stood in a long, familiar hallway, metallic walls, flickering lights, the scent of burnt wire in the air. His old military base. He swallowed hard. No, not here. The scene around him sharpened painfully. A loud alarm blared through the hall, echoing memories he thought he had buried years ago. Flashes of red light painted everything with danger. Saraxa appeared beside him, but her form was faint, ghost-like. Ryan, I can see it. This is your memory. Ryan clenched his fists. I didn't want you to see this. Saraxa's whisper trembled. The shrine is forcing it. I cannot stop it. A door at the end of the hall burst open. Smoke poured out, and then a woman stumbled forward, coughing, falling to her knees. Her face familiar. Too familiar. Saraxa gasped softly. Is that a human woman? Ryan's voice broke. Her name is Lyra. Saraxa looked at him, eyes wide. Someone you cared for? Ryan didn't answer. He didn't have to. Lyra struggled to crawl across the floor. Flames licked the walls behind her. The base trembled under the sound of explosions. She reached toward Ryan's past self, who ran toward her in the flames. Saraxa whispered, "She's dying." Ryan shut his eyes tightly. She didn't have to. I should have saved her. I was right there. The memory continued cruelly. The ceiling collapsed behind Lyra, trapping her. Ryan's younger self reached out, pulling, struggling, his hands shredded by rubble, his voice hoarse with shouting. But he wasn't strong enough. He couldn't reach her. Lyra smiled weakly, tears shining in her eyes. "Ryan, go before it's too late." His younger self screamed, "No, I'm not leaving you." But soldiers pulled him away as the flames consumed the room. The last thing he saw was Lyra's face disappearing in the fire. Ryan's chest tightened painfully. Saraxa whispered, voice shaking, "Your greatest fear is losing someone you care about." Ryan's voice cracked, and failing them. The memory twisted again. The burning hallway faded into shadows. Only Ryan and Saraxa remained standing in the middle of the darkness. Saraxa's hand slowly reached toward him, then stopped halfway, trembling. "You carry so much pain inside you, Ryan." Ryan sighed shakily. "Now you see why I didn't want anyone touching my life. I lose people. That's what I'm good at." Saraxa stepped closer, close enough that her breath touched his cheek, but she still kept distance between their skins. "You didn't lose me." Ryan gave a bitter smile. "Not yet." A tremor rolled through the darkness. The shrine pulsed brighter. Saraxa gasped. "The shrine is not done. It has seen your pain, but now it wants something more." Ryan frowned. "What more?" Saraxa's voice was small, frightened. "It wants to test the bond between us." A thin line of light snaked across the floor, connecting them. The chamber around them shifted, colors bending and swirling. Ryan felt a strange pull in his chest. Saraxa clutched her heart. "I feel it. It's connecting our minds again." Ryan tried to step back. His body didn't move. The shrine held him in place. Saraxa struggled too, her breath uneven. "No, this is too strong. It is reading my heart, reading yours." The darkness around them rippled. Then a new memory appeared. But it wasn't Ryan's. It wasn't a shrine's. It was Saraxa's. A bright courtyard under two glowing moons. A young Saraxa stood there, older now, learning to control her powers. Guards surrounded her, cold eyes, weapons pointed. Saraxa whispered, "No, not this memory." Ryan watched as a young man approached Saraxa in the memory. An alien soldier, confident kind. "He was my friend," she whispered. "The only one who treated me like a person." Ryan saw them laugh softly. For a moment, she looked happy normal. But then, he reached out to touch her hand. Just a small touch. The moment their fingers met, the man's eyes turned empty. His memories vanished in seconds. He stared at Saraxa like she was a stranger, like she had never existed. Saraxa trembled violently at the sight. "They took him away. They said I erased him, ruined him." Her voice cracked deeply. "After that, no one touched me again." The memory dissolved. The chamber returned. Ryan felt a heaviness in his chest. "Saraxa, you weren't cursed. You were abandoned." Saraxa looked away, trying to hold her tears. "You do not understand. My touch destroys. It erased my people's memories. It almost erased yours." Ryan stepped closer, ignoring the fear. "And yet, I remember everything." Saraxa's eyes snapped toward him, shining with shock. "Why? Why are you immune?" Ryan opened his mouth to answer. But suddenly, a cold voice echoed through the chamber. A hunter's voice, from the shadows at the edge of the shrine. Because he is no longer fully human. Ryan froze. Saraxa gasped. The voice grew sharper, closer. "You touched the noblewoman, human. Your mind is changing. Her power is binding itself to you." Ryan whipped around. A figure stepped out, but not a hunter in armor. A hunter unmasked. His skin was pale silver, his eyes glowing bright crimson. He smiled slowly. "You two are connected now. And because of that, we can use both of you." Syrax's power surged uncontrollably. Ryan stepped in front of her defensively. Stay back. But the hunter only laughed softly. You don't understand yet, do you? Her curse didn't erase you. A pause. It awakened something inside you. Ryan felt something stir in his chest. A heat. A pulse. Not human. Not normal. Syraxa whispered in horror. Ryan, your eyes, they're glowing. Ryan staggered. What did she do to me? The hunter smiled darker. She didn't do anything. This is who you truly are when touched by her power. Ryan fell to one knee, his vision blurring, blue light swelling beneath his skin. Syraxa screamed his name. Ryan, but Ryan's body was changing, and whatever was awakening inside him was only just beginning. Ryan's breath grew sharp and shallow as blue light pulsed under his skin, crawling up his arms, swirling like living energy trapped inside him. His heartbeat pounded in his ears, too loud, too fast, too wrong. Syraxa rushed toward him, but stopped an inch away, afraid to touch. Ryan, look at me, look at me. Ryan tried to focus, but the glowing chamber bent and twisted around him. The hunter's red eyes reflected in every surface, mocking him. Ryan gritted his teeth. What's happening to me? The hunter stepped closer, hands behind his back, calm like a teacher watching a child struggle. You touched the noblewoman, human. Her power entered you, and now it is rewriting you. Ryan's vision blurred again. He saw flashes, Syrax's glowing hands, the hunters breaking in, light exploding, and then darkness. Syrax's eyes widened with panic. No, he cannot change. That is impossible. The hunter tilted his head. You thought your curse only erased memories? No, noblewoman. It transforms the mind, bends it, strengthens it. His smile widened. And this human? He is stronger than he looks. His mind did not break. It adapted. Ryan's knees hit the floor. A sharp pain shot through his chest. The blue glow spread like fire under his skin. Syraxa, he gasped. Get back. I don't know what I'm becoming. Syraxa stepped closer anyway, fearless, letting her hand hover near his cheek without touching. Ryan, listen to my voice. You are still you. You are human. You are strong. You are. Ryan's eyes snapped open. They weren't human eyes anymore. A bright blue ring glowed around his pupils. Syraxa stumbled back, shocked. No! Ryan, your eyes. Ryan didn't understand. He couldn't, but the hunter did. You are becoming bonded to her. Your mind, your nerves, your senses, all linking to hers. The hunter spread his arms dramatically. Do you know what that means, human? You are becoming the first hybrid, a bridge between your kind and hers. Ryan clenched his fists. No, I won't be a weapon for you. The hunter's smile sharpened like a blade. Oh, but you will be. You don't have a choice. Syrax's power flared around her suddenly, blue flames of energy swirling like a storm. Her fear twisted into anger. You will not take him. The hunter didn't flinch. You think your power scares me? You cannot even control it. Syrax's breath shook, but her eyes blazed. Ryan, stand up. You need to fight this. Ryan tried, but every muscle trembled. The energy inside him pulsed like a beast trying to tear out of his body. He growled in pain. I can't control it. Syraxa raised her hands slowly, palms glowing. You must, because if you lose control, your mind will merge with mine. Ryan froze. What does that mean? Syraxa swallowed hard. Our memories would become one. Your past, my past, your fears, my fears, everything would blend together. We would no longer be two. Ryan stared at her. Is that why I feel connected to you? Syraxa nodded weakly. Yes, the bond has already begun, and the shrine is making it stronger. The hunter clapped softly. Beautiful, isn't it? Two minds becoming one. A perfect weapon. With him and you, we can reshape galaxies. Ryan growled. I'm no one's weapon. But the blue light in his veins pulsed again, violently this time, throwing him back against the shrine's stone pillar. Saraxa cried out. Ryan, he hit the ground hard. The hunter stepped forward, raising a small device, sharp, metallic, humming with red energy. This will extract the power forming inside you, human. And then, he aimed it at Saraxa. We will take the rest from her. Saraxa's eyes glowed dangerously. No, you will not touch him. The hunter smirked. You think you can stop me? Saraxa lifted her hand, and the entire chamber shook. The air vibrated. The stone trembled. The glowing roots along the walls writhed like serpents waking from a long sleep. Saraxa's voice deepened, echoing through the chamber. You threaten the one connected to my soul. The hunter hesitated. His mask of confidence cracked. Ryan forced himself to stand, dizzy, struggling to control the energy flooding through him. Saraxa, what are you doing? Saraxa's hair floated as if caught in a storm. I'm using the heart chamber. I'm using everything it gives me. Ryan's eyes widened. But you said the chamber tests you. It did. Her voice turned soft, heartbreaking. And now it gives me strength. The hunter backpedaled. No, stop. You will destroy yourself. Saraxa raised her hands, blue energy spiraling around her. Ryan tried to reach her, but the force pushing from her power was too strong. He shielded his face. Saraxa, don't. You'll burn yourself out. She looked at him, the sadness in her eyes deeper than any fear. My power is too dangerous. You know that now. If the hunters take me, the galaxy will suffer. Ryan's voice cracked. That doesn't mean you have to die. Saraxa smiled weakly. Maybe, but I will not let them use me. Her body glowed brighter, too bright, too powerful. The hunter screamed. Stop. You'll destroy us all. Saraxa whispered. That's the point. The chamber exploded in blue light. Ryan was thrown backward into darkness. He heard Saraxa's voice. Soft, fading, breaking. Ryan, remember me. Then everything went silent. The world disappeared, and Ryan's last thought was a single, terrified whisper. Saraxa, don't leave me. Silence. A deep, crushing, endless silence. Ryan floated in darkness, weightless, helpless, lost. No sound, no light, no body, only memories flickering like dying candles. Saraxa's voice soft, breaking. Ryan, remember me? He reached into the dark, desperate, but nothing answered. Then, a faint echo. A heartbeat. Not his. Hers. Ryan gasped. Light cracked through the darkness like a blade, splitting night in half. Blue bright alive. It wrapped around him, pulling him upward through the void. A voice whispered inside the light. Ryan, follow me. He had no body, but he moved. No limbs, but he reached. No sound, but he called her name. Saraxa. Where are you? The light flickered, trembling. I am here, but fading. Ryan pushed harder, fighting through the darkness. His mind burned. His heart raced. Saraxa, don't fade. I'm coming. A soft laugh answered him. Sad, warm, beautiful. You stubborn human, always running into danger. Ryan's chest tightened. Then let me save you this time. The light glowed stronger. A shape slowly formed inside it. A silhouette. A woman with flowing blue hair, glowing like a spirit trapped between worlds. Saraxa. But she looked different, her form flickering like she was half here and half gone. Ryan reached again, even knowing he couldn't touch her. Saraxa, what happened? Where are we? She looked around slowly. In the space between minds, the shrine pulled us here as I released my power. Ryan stared at her. Are we dead? Saraxa shook her head gently. No, but we will be if we do not escape. The darkness around them rippled. Deep thunder echoed from below. Ryan looked around nervously. What's happening? Saraxa's voice dropped to a whisper. The hunters, the chamber, my power, everything collided. The shrine is collapsing. Our minds were pulled into the void. Ryan clenched his fists. So we fight our way out. Saraxa smiled sadly. No, Only one of us can return. Ryan froze. What? Saraxa touched her own chest. My power is the reason this happened. If I return, the hunters will chase us again. They will use me. They will hurt you. And I cannot control what I become. She stepped back slowly, her form flickering. So I will stay, and you will go. Ryan grabbed her shoulders, but his hands passed through like smoke. No, Saraxa, listen to me. You don't get to die here. Her sad smile deepened. It is not death, it is peace. For the first time in my life. Ryan shook his head violently. No. You don't get to give up. You're not alone anymore. Saraxa's eyes suddenly filled with tears. Ryan, I cannot follow you to your world. I cannot live in yours. And you cannot live in mine. My curse is too strong. Ryan took a step closer. Then we break the curse together. Saraxa's breath caught. You cannot break what is part of my blood. Ryan whispered. Then let me carry some of it. Saraxa froze. Her eyes widened. The blue light around Ryan pulsed. Stronger now, deeper, becoming a part of him. Saraxa whispered. Your body is changing because you touched me. Ryan nodded. Then let it happen. Let the bond complete. Saraxa's eyes filled with fear. No, Ryan, if the bond completes, we will share everything. Memories, pain, emotions, your mind will change forever. Ryan stepped closer, fire in his voice. I don't care. I want you alive. Saraxa trembled violently. You would give up your humanity for me? Ryan whispered. For you, I would give up anything. Saraxa's form flickered harder, her glow dimming. She was slipping away. Ryan reached forward desperately. Saraxa, take my hand. She hesitated, then slowly lifted her hand. Their fingers almost touched. Almost. But the void pulled her back. No, Ryan, I cannot, she whispered. Ryan roared back. Yes, you can. Take my hand. The darkness whipped around them like a storm. Saraxa's eyes filled with tears. She whispered brokenly, I don't want to lose you. Ryan smiled softly. You won't. He stepped deeper into the light, letting the bond open completely. Blue fire surged through his veins. His body burned. His mind shook. His heart thundered. But he didn't stop. Saraxa screamed his name. Ryan. And finally, their hands touched. Light exploded. The void shattered. A shock wave of blue poured outward, ripping through the darkness like a rising sun. Saraxa gasped, her fading body solidifying, her glow returning, her eyes widening with life. Ryan collapsed to his knees, coughing, shaking, but alive. Saraxa knelt in front of him, touching his face with trembling hands. You saved me. Ryan's eyes flickered blue. No, Saraxa, we saved each other. The void began to crack around them as reality pulled them back. The shrine chamber slowly appeared, broken, destroyed, glowing with dying light. Ryan opened his eyes. He was lying on the cold floor. Saraxa lay beside him, alive, breathing heavily. But Ryan felt something different in himself. Something powerful. Something alien. Something connected. Saraxa lifted her head weakly. Ryan, your heartbeat, it matches mine. Ryan looked into her glowing eyes. So does your mind. The hunter lay unconscious across the chamber. Armor cracked. Mask shattered. Ryan forced himself up. We survived. Saraxa took his hand. No fear, no hesitation. And whispered. No, Ryan, we changed. Ryan nodded slowly. Then let's face whatever comes next together. Saraxa leaned closer, forehead touching his. I'm not afraid anymore. Ryan smiled faintly. Neither am I. And outside the ruined shrine, far above the broken chambers, the hunters regrouped, watching, waiting, realizing too late. They were no longer hunting one noblewoman. They were hunting something far more powerful, something newly born, something bonded, something unstoppable.